Hello, welcome to Talk Newmarket VA, hosted by the Town of Newmarket staff. I'm Christian Rinker, the Chief of Police. Also here is
Amber Smoot, Events and Marketing Director, and we have a special guest today, Chris.
Yay.
Our special guest is
Cristi Coryell from the Buttercup.
woohoo.
So I have to get this out of the way.
Do it.
We at my house always say, "Hello, it's the Buttercup."
Hello, it's the Buttercup.
Kate, which Christy knows Kate, and Kate loves the Buttercup because she goes there and leaves with some special little keychain or headband or something. But that's a big thing that Kate says. So sorry, Christy, but I had to get that
I
out.
love Kate and Corinne and of course Amber. When y'all come in, I love it so much. That's one of the best things about being in a small town is you get to know your customer base and establish relationships and rapport, not only with, the parent, but also the child, and they feel like it's a special place too, which is just one of the huge benefits of being in a small town.
Yeah, well, they definitely feel the same way about you and your store. So you have 3 customers there.
Well, I appreciate that. I'll keep you out of trouble with them too.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Amber, so the last few weeks it's been rough with the weather. I know that Jammin' Food Fest got postponed, and then this Friday night, Crossroads got postponed.
Raining on my parade, y'all.
Literally.
Yeah, definitely just raining me out. That's okay. That's okay because we've got Crossroads did get rescheduled.
Oh, nice.
In September, so September 17th. So we'll still have our 4, but just it'll go a little bit later. But that's okay. It's
Yeah.
okay.
The weather will be super nice for that one in September.
Yes.
Nice and cool fall day.
Yes, it definitely gets nicer. Next month's going to be a scorcher. It usually is, but we get through it because it's a good time. So you ignore the heat in July.
What do you have anything else for June? We're like halfway through here now, almost. Tomorrow's halfway, but
Yep. So for June, the rest we've got movie night coming up. We are doing the classic Grease on June 26th. And we'll start that movie approximately about 8:50. Working with the sundown, so it just kind of depends on what the sun wants to do when we can show it. But roughly 8:50 is what I'm thinking. And this one we have a sponsor as well, like we did last month. Shenandoah Place, the
Nice.
assisted living home here in
Yeah.
town. They reached out and they wanted to kind of be more involved in the community, so they decided they wanted to sponsor Grease.
That's awesome.
So
and then July 5th
yes,
is fireworks, right?
Yes, so July 5th is going to be our Independence Day celebration, and you can just, make Newmarket, top off your Independence Day weekend with Newmarket at the Newmarket Community Park, starting at 5, from 5 to 9. The fireworks start about 9:20. We have food, we have got food vendors, some activities. I'm breaking out those big life-size family games, like Connect 4 and Kerplunk, so I'm really excited about that. So we'll have a lot of things to do, and live music. Walter and the Convictions is coming, and they start, I believe, at 6 or 6:30. Can't remember off the top of my head, but they'll be here this year. Unfortunately, last year they wanted to come, so we made sure to have them back this year. So.
Nice. Where can someone find more information on that if they want it?
Okay, always on our Facebook page under events. All of the events are there, and then on our website under festivals and events. That information's there as well.
Nice. Just for the police department, reminder again about pedestrian safety. Make sure you're walking on the right side of the road. We would ask you don't walk at night. If you do have to walk at night, just some reflective clothing, some bright colors. We've received some complaints about that in different areas of town. And then heat safety, don't let your pets, don't leave them in your cars. If you do see these type of things, you can call the police department through the dispatch center, 459-6101. And if you see suspicious vehicles, individuals, something that just doesn't seem right, please give us a call. That's what we're here for. we don't mind a bit to respond to the area and take a look at it. That's literally what we're here for.
So back to, the heat. It's getting hot.
It's
starting
hot
to heat
today.
up. It is.
Yeah, it's warm.
Well, if you ask me, I think it's nice and toasty, but it takes a lot to make me super hot. Everybody else is just like over it. But just remember, like Chris said, it doesn't take long for your animals to get overheated, or your children. So please make sure you're not leaving them in vehicles. And if you're going to be out, say you're going hiking or just taking a long walk, make sure that you keep water with you, because hydration is super important, and you want that walk to be a fun, memorable walk. So make sure you take some H2O with you when you're out and about when it's hot, or even at events, because sometimes these events get kind of hot too. So.
And speaking of heat, the pool is open now.
Yeah.
7 days a week.
Opens at 11.
I believe so, and then
Closes at
around
6?
Yep, 11 to 6, and you can call the town office or look on the town's website for the cost. You can even call the pool. The pool has the phone there, so hit it up. It's there, and I don't know the cost, but it's open to the public.
It's a great resource for summer heat relief.
Yeah,
It's nice to have something in your own hometown to go to,
Yep.
especially now that everybody's out of school and looking for activities to do with their little ones and teenagers and preteens.
It's always a nice day at the pool.
and you can rent shelters at the pool. Just call the town office. You can talk to the ladies up front about reserving shelters. They stay pretty busy through the summer with the reservations, but there's enough up there probably that you can find a open spot, and they're rented for half days or whole days. But you can call the town office and figure out the cost and process for reserving it. While I'm thinking about it, Amber, I'd like to give Brad Falber with the Northern Virginia Daily a shout out for doing a good job with the article last week.
Absolutely.
Or 2 weeks. We appreciate you, Brad, and your interest in the podcast. It's been a huge help. Our numbers kind of went up. Not kind of, they did go up. We got more followers on YouTube, so we appreciate that. Please share this podcast. Help us spread the word. Amber and I care about the town of Newmarket. It's one of the reasons we're doing the podcast, but most importantly, we want someone that's not familiar with Newmarket to be interested in Newmarket, possibly come even to Cristi Shop the Buttercup or a restaurant. But give us a like on Facebook, Instagram, all the social media platforms. Amber has that covered.
Yeah. So, because you just talked about Cristi, so let's go ahead and talk with Cristi about the Buttercups. With events and marketing, there's a lot of times I do series sometimes throughout the year for small towns, small shops, big treasures. And the reason it's called that is because there are so many little small shops in these wonderful little towns, just like Newmarket, that, they may be small, it may be a small town, but they have the most coolest items in their shops, things that you're not going to be able to find anywhere else. They're unique to that shop, and so they are big treasures. And a lot of times we forget that we should go into our own community and search for these treasures to give to our special loved ones, and for gifts, or just a, hey, I'm thinking about you, and just seeing what we have in our own backyard. So Cristi has the Buttercup, and she opened up on Small Business Saturday of 2020.
Yes.
So you are looking at a business that opened up in the middle of a pandemic, which is pretty outstanding. And so tell us why. Like, why then? What drew you? Like, you're like, this is where I want to be. This is what I'm doing, and now is the time to do it.
Yeah, I wish there was a simple answer. It really was a convergence of lots of different elements coming together to create this perfect little place that I now call the Buttercup. It's been a lifelong love of going to little boutiques and finding unique and special things, and you know, for 20 years wondering if you could do something like that, and then uprooting and relocating your whole life to a different but familiar town, and what a great way to contribute by opening a small business in a time that doesn't make sense, so that you really see how amazing the story is behind it.
Well, it's definitely amazing, and
Thank
I'm
you.
sure there's people out there that are like, who is opening up a business currently?
Right.
And we were just talking prior to the show, and of course, I stop in because, yes, I do shop there. And I always get myself in trouble because I get in there and I find all these wonderful things. But we were just talking about business and business flow, and you've been doing really well.
Yeah, we've been super blessed. The New Market community has really opened their arms and received us in the most beautiful, loving way. And even the extended community within the whole Shenandoah Valley has really come out to see what the Buttercup is, what's it about. And I like to think it's fulfilling a need within our communities that helps women to feel empowered through clothing, makes them feel more valued and seen. And we do have many other things besides clothing, and we've been able to work with local makers in our area and highlight jewelry and pottery and leather craftsmanship, and it's just been this beautiful vessel of getting to know people and establishing relationships and connection, which I think in the midst of a pandemic we lost a lot of that, and
Absolutely.
It's been a way to kind of reestablish that and make connections with people in your community and your town.
Absolutely. So, your boutique. What do you think? Why do you think your boutique stands out? What do you think is special about your boutique?
I think it is special because of the way you feel when you come through the door. It's really important to me that, as many of you know, my family is very involved in the Buttercup. They work right alongside me, and I want my customers to feel like family when they come in. It's important to me that I extend a sense of home and hospitality that you go when you go into any small business. That's why you go into a small business, because you feel seen, and you just feel welcomed, and all those wonderful things that come from being in the retail setting or being in a business that has to do with customer service. And I think that feeling is felt from the moment that you walk in the door, because it's something that's very important to me. I want everyone to feel that way when they walk in, and I think that's what makes it unique and interesting. It also helps that, we're providing a service that is not readily available, in our area, and we have access to, smaller fashion items, more boutique fashion items, and like I mentioned, it's allowed a platform for us to really highlight other small business, women-owned businesses, and empower. I fully believe that an empowered woman should empower other women, and I hope that that's kind of the culture and the environment that we're creating.
And I'm going to say that is true. I personally feel that you were pulling that off, but not just in my personal experience in going in there, but as I'm there, I'm visiting with you all, seeing how everything's going, because I typically will make rounds and pop into the businesses and say, hey, what's up? How's it going? And your customers, the Buttercup family that is coming in, you really project that. I think that the things that you have in the store, some are it's an eclectic mix of items, but the clothing that you have selected is something that a lot of us can't get around here. I mean, it's not anything that you're going to find at different, big box stores. So it does give us some options. But you also have that wide range of sizes as well to be super inclusive. And I know that a lot of people, really appreciate that.
Yes.
That they can come in there and they can feel welcome, and they're like, oh, I can go in here and I can try all these things on, and it's something that's different. I will tell you, you guys, if you haven't been in there and you find a top that you like, Chris, I'm sure you've never found a top that you like in there. That's why he's so silent, y'all. But
he's been in.
He has been in.
He comes in.
I have, and I was just thinking, it's. I appreciate the Buttercup, because last minute birthday anniversaries or something to that effect that I can roll in there at 5 o'clock and see Cristi and leave with, even if it's just a gift card, like it's because I'm not one to pick out clothes, but she can go get whatever she wants, then it's easy. But I appreciate that now in New Market. It's been a while since we've had a store like that.
yeah.
And I love that too. And I try to communicate through when we do our lives on Facebook on Fridays and Monday evenings at 5, that I want the Buttercup to be inclusive, not only for sizing and women and different body shapes and styles, but also for dads and brothers and for the male audience as well. And we have started carrying a few items that you could find in there too, Chris.
Oh yeah, like
Yeah,
what?
they'll bring out your eyes. I got some new really fun T-shirts from a company called Keep Nature Wild, and they're just, if you've been in the Buttercup and you've touched anything on the racks, it's all about texture and softness, and they're just some fun graphic T-shirts. And we also have the Alexander Brothers, which is a team of brothers in Timberville who make leather goods, and there's some great bottle openers and keychains. And we're working with one of our candle makers, Wicked Natural Candles. She has a whole skincare line for men, for like the old school shaving soaps and brushes and beard oils and beard combs. So we're trying to have a few things in the shop for the gentleman folks.
Nice. I had no idea.
Yeah.
Guess
Yeah,
my
haven't been in
Amber.
it for a minute.
Yeah,
You need to come in more
I guess my
regularly.
Amber didn't tell me that, but yeah, I'll have to check that out.
And you have things for babies now too. There's a baby
Yes,
section.
there's a
That's
baby
so
section.
cute.
Yeah, because like Chris and Amber have said, I really want to be the go-to spot for this community. For like, I need a gift, or I have a wedding to go to, or a shower, or a baby shower, wedding shower, or we have guests coming in. I just want a little housewarming present, or I need a little hostess gift. I want you to be able to pop in. Like Chris said, last minute anniversary cards, birthday cards. We have all of those things. Sympathy cards. We hope you feel better cards. All those things, and candles, and stationery, recipe cards, pottery.
Little bit of everything.
A little bit of
and,
everything.
And some of the nice little touches that you get when you shop local and you shop small is these little things that some places would potentially either mark up prices for, or will charge you extra to like do pretty packaging. And I can buy like a little cute sticker from there, and she's gonna put it in this cute little like bag with this pretty tape, and it's just all packaged up. I mean, I'm only going like a half a mile, but I'm so excited about this packaging. So it's really, packaging, we all know, and how things look and how you perceive it visually is a thing, but she does take very good care. Her and her whole family take very good care of you. If you happen to go in there and you see a blouse that you like, please know that don't think about it too long, because she doesn't keep a lot of the same thing in the boutique, so that way she keeps things fresh and new.
Yeah.
And so that you could be walking around with that one-of-a-kind shirt that not too many
That's
people
right.
have, which I think is fun.
Yeah.
And the other thing, I know, what it's like Valentine's Day or something, if you're worried that your significant other doesn't really know what to get you, you could always go in there and be like, hey, can I make a want list? And she will keep it there for you, so you can say, hey, this is where I went at Buttercup, and she has a list of things that I like. And that really helps out your significant other, friends and family, to kind of help guide them in a special gift that they know that you will love.
Yes.
So it's very helpful. So shopping small is so huge. It really is heartwarming. It helps your community. All that money goes, back into your community. Your small businesses are the ones that help sponsor, like Crossroads, and help sponsor our movie nights. They sponsor your little league teams and so on and so forth. So that money that you spend
And auction
downtown.
baskets.
Yes, Cristi
auction
gave us a
baskets.
gift card for the Shimpeco basket auction competition, whatever you want to call it, back a few months ago. So I think you remember, Amber, we put a basket
Yep.
together from local businesses in Newmarket. Think Miss Carla at the home store for the basket, but also putting the basket together, organizing it. It looked amazing. But Cristi gave gift card, John Henry gave some food, and there was a whole lot of stuff from John Henry's in there. But we appreciate the donation. Such a good fundraiser. The money went back to Shimpeco, but I appreciate you, Cristi, and your donation to that.
Well, I appreciate you asking me. It's always lovely to be asked to participate in town activities and events that are important, that help drive awareness and support our local town. So we're thank you for asking.
Definitely a circle of love, really. If you love your local shops, they love you back. All the love's put back into our wonderful community here in Newmarket. So, Cristi, did you have anything else that you want people to know before we?
Well, this summer we've actually changed our hours a little bit. On Thursday evenings, we're going to be open from our 11 to 7, so 2 extra hours in the evening, and we're going to take advantage of those extra hours by highlighting our different local makers each week. So if you follow us on social media, Facebook and Instagram, we'll always announce which maker is going to be in town and any special event features that are going on during that time. And this Thursday, our first guest will be Kathy Aldifer, who is a local jewelry maker in our area, and she will be bringing some of her beautiful creations to share with us. And the things that she will be bringing are different than what we carry in the Buttercup. So it will be
Nice.
all new things for you to enjoy and find. Of course, you're welcome to shop the Buttercup as well during those events, but we really want to focus on our local makers and give them kind of a spotlight during these extra couple hours that we're going to be open.
And I think that's great with small businesses and everybody just uplifting each other and coming together and saying, hey, they have this wonderful niche. Let me, uplift you. A couple months ago, you were working with Flower
Flower and Water
in Woodstock doing a girls' night out, and that's so wonderful to see here in not just in Newmarket, but just in our county as a whole. Everybody working together. So yeah, that's fantastic, and I always think it's really neat when you get to meet the maker, when you get to meet the person that's behind the idea and kind of get to know them. You don't get that at Walmart, right? You don't get that at those big box stores. They don't remember your name, but I can tell you that if you go into Cristi's store, they definitely make you feel welcome at the Buttercup. You are family, and we are so glad that you chose Newmarket and are here with us and continuing to grow. So thank you so much for being with us. Thank you for being here
appreciate
today.
being included.
One thought that I have is, Cristi, where is your store located?
Oh, friends, we are located at 9431 South Congress Street. I say that we're the white building between the two brick buildings. I always use Jalisco's as a benchmark. If you walk 4 buildings south, we're right there on the right-hand side when you're going south of town. And we have a new sign, so anyone who couldn't find us for the first months because we didn't have a sign, we have a sign now. And we usually have some other markers outside with a sandwich board, and we have some beautiful yellow stools for our gentlemen friends who are scared to come in. So to me it's hard to miss, but that's where we're located.
So where they're located, for a little, we were actually discussing this the other day, a little history tip. It actually was a billiard at one point in time, back in the day. So there was, a lot of
I
history in
remember
that building.
I remember it being a restaurant.
Yeah,
It was.
It was one of those. I used to get my hair done there in the 90s when we lived here. It's, and every time someone new comes in, they have a different story. Our AmeriGas man who fills up our tanks, he mentioned that he used to come in with his dad and granddad, and they would say they were getting a sarsaparilla, but his sarsaparilla looked different than everybody else's. And he was like, there was a booth right here. This is where we used to sit. And, you know, there's many people who come in and say, I was born across the street, or I remember coming in here with my, you know, family members. And so all these beautiful stories come out of, and you learn about the history of your location. But last week, a woman came in and she said, when I was little, I was never allowed to come in here. In fact, my mom told me she wasn't allowed to find me in this building when it was the billiards hall. And so it's just fun to see people connect and memories spurred for them when they just come in to the Buttercup.
It's actually the first place I ever saw when I came to Newmarket. So I was probably, and I remember it to this day, because you don't forget riding on a Greyhound bus from St. Louis, Missouri to come out here. When you're young, you can only imagine. And we got off right there in front of the restaurant, and that's
It was a stop.
Yep, and that's where my grandpa worked. My grandpa worked at the restaurant there for a really long time, and I remember that like it was yesterday. And I'm, you know, a good. We won't say how old I am, but you know,
25.
I'm 20. Yeah, I'm like a good 25 years old. But no, seriously, it really is. It's amazing. So you've got a lot of history in that building. So
I remember it being the movie store too for the longest time.
Yep.
I can't think of the actual name of the movie store, but I do remember that.
There was another boutique. There was a boutique in there for a little while. It was an antique store.
Antique shop.
So it's been a lot of had a lot of different hats, a lot of different faces. So we're welcoming the Buttercup face to this history, and as she's making history as being a business that started during the pandemic.
That's
so
right.
Thanks for coming and joining us today.
Thank you for having me. I so enjoyed it.
It's been fun. So Chris, is there anything else that we need to discuss here today? Anything going on? I'm trying to think, y'all. Things that aren't in town. I will say that Woodstock has their Art Fest and Vintage Woodstock on Saturday. I don't remember all the times because I'm helping up there and I'm actually volunteering from 5 to 8. So that's the only timeline that I know that I have to be aware of. But there's that going on this weekend. So a lot of different places in the county. I do encourage people to get out and not only be a tourist in your own community, but be a tourist in your own county, and get out and travel around and see what there is to see.
I know that, or we appreciate everyone's patience in the park around the playground equipment. We had the one playground equipment, well, several of them shut down for several days at a time, but we talked about this last podcast, I think, or the time before, but we're switching over the mulch and the playground equipment to something that doesn't have dirt in it. It's a softer, it's actually called engineered wood carpet, but eventually the whole park, any of the playground and swing sets will be switched over to this, so we're in the process of doing that. Public Works has been busy, as always, with mowing grass. Please come by and see the flowers at the town office or down from Cristi's shop at the public parking lot, over in the public parking lot beside the post office. They're starting to pick up a little bit and get some size. Yeah,
Very
Absolutely
beautiful.
gorgeous.
I'm trying to think of something else that we. You and I are starting to plan for National Night Out in
Yes.
August. I almost
It's
forgot
almost
about that.
like August.
We're almost to July. Let's hold
You know
off
I'll
there.
be
Don't rush yourselves.
well. You know I'll be like planning for Christmas here like next month, right?
Yeah.
You realize that, okay? Because that's what I have to do.
Put Cristi's shop on your list
Yeah.
for stocking stuffers.
There you go.
But yeah, National Night Out, the first Tuesday of the month,
Yep, which is going to be the 3rd.
August the 3rd. Normally it's 5:30ish, 5 to 8, something that. But we'll be at the community park, and Amber and I are having on our schedule to talk about that. But it's always a good time for kids to come hang out with the police department, meet other first responders, fire and rescue, Normally we have some informational tables about mental health or other local resources in the valley that people can benefit from when in need.
It's always a good time.
Yeah.
We always have a really good turnout, and it's always a lot of fun.
Everyone loves a free hot dog and some chips,
Yes.
Amber.
Yes. Why not?
Absolutely. And it's summer. That's summer food.
Yep.
It is very much summer food and baseball food. So don't forget, Rebels and Shockers are out playing.
Right now,
So
weather
speaking
permitting.
Weather permitting. Isn't that always the case for these outdoor events? Something that we can celebrate, whether it's rain or shine or it's snowing, whatever. Father's Day. We can always celebrate our fathers every day, but the Father's Day official holiday is coming up on Sunday. So as you heard Cristi talking about some of the amazing things she has in her store, so you could always go there and check out what they have.
Yes, you can.
And look at, John Henry's or even Valley Sports Connections. She's got some amazing things there, gift cards from restaurants, but remember to thank
Or a recliner from Mark and Carla at the
or
home store.
recliner. Who doesn't like to just kick
What-
back
yeah,
and
what-
relax?
What
What-
a plug. What a plug.
What dad doesn't like a good recliner?
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly. So Father's Day on Sunday. Don't forget. The town office will be closed on June 18th. It is a state holiday on June 19th for Juneteenth. So we will be closed on the 18th. So just let everybody know. And town council will be on the 21st. Town council meeting. Please know that everybody is invited. I mean, if you want to know what's going on, you can come down. If you want to learn a little bit more about the inner workings and things going on, so town council meeting is on the 21st.
And you can
June?
also stay at home and watch it on
Yes.
your mobile device or computer.
It's in
We
my-
stream the town council meetings on YouTube Live. Just find Town of Newmarket, Virginia on YouTube, like our page, and normally we start sharply at 6:30. The streaming starts just a few minutes before that, but you're more welcome to just watch it from home. If you would have questions that you would public comments, you can email those to Mr. Todd Walters before the meeting. We're still doing that, so.
Okay, that's great. Yeah, in my household we call it the YouTubes. Because around here you got to put S's on at the end of everything. So the YouTubes, you can watch it on there, which was a positive. If you're going to look at some positive things that have come out of the pandemic, being able to use different types of communication to reach out to people. Don't forget to sign up for our text alerts for whether it's just alerts for emergency things like, hey, there's going to be a traffic backup downtown, or a power outage, or things like that, or fun stuff, or the fun stuff that gets canceled as of late. But it's good. It's a good way. It's a good resource to communicate. So check out that on our website. You can always join those text alerts and email alerts.
And I'm sure we're going to announce it when it happens, but I believe next week-ish they're going to start a water sewer line project on Wesley Street, kind of around Cadet Road, that contractor is going to be in there for, I would assume, a few days, but it could be some congestion around there and street closures and such with the heavy equipment working to replace that sewer line that's ringing down through there. We've been having some issues with that for a period of time, and a few months ago council made a decision to replace that line. So I think it's around the 21st, if that's next week. Yeah, next Monday I believe they're going to start around there. So just caution around that. A few of us attended a work zone safety training last month, I believe it was. Maybe it was this month. Myself and two of the gentlemen from Public Works. And now we're traveling with vacations and there's nighttime pavement, but it was definitely eye-opening to me of how that process works, establishing a work zone. But as hard as it is to be patient with the work zone, that work zone is for the motoring safety, but it's also for the safety of the workers. That is the real reason. It kind of gave a new perspective for me. You know, why they have to be paving at this time of night. I'm trying to get to the beach, or this time of day. Why are they having one?
Go, things
Yeah.
to do. Come on now.
But just be patient with that, and put your devices down, and kind of just be patient going through that work zone, so that those workers can make it home to their family. That's really the importance of it. I just had that thought when we were talking about work zone safety.
That's a great thought.
Awesome.
All right, Amber. Do you have anything else?
Not that I can think of off the top of my head. I think, unfortunately, I think Crossroads just totally threw me off. I think we need to do a huge shout out to all these graduates of 2021. Good job, you guys. I know that, it has been a very strange last year for you. Very strange, and nothing was, the same at all. But you guys made it through, so congratulations to all the graduates. 2021. Nice job, guys.
And to their families.
Yes, and to the families. I mean, these parents out there, get them through it. They definitely help get them through it. So, good job.
That goes for you
Good
too.
job. Yeah, Amber.
Well,
You're a
my
graduate,
son
Mom.
did graduate. Yes, he did. So, congratulations, everybody involved. It does. We all know that it takes a village. It really does take a village. So, congratulations to everybody, for every graduate out there. So, good job.
Okay. Cristi, we appreciate you joining us for Talk Newmarket VA. Maybe Newmarket Talk VA will make the 5 o'clock Monday shout out, or
Oh, yes.
the
Of
Buttercup
course it
Live.
will. Yes, we will. I will highlight it for sure.
This, it's going to be too late, but hopefully by tomorrow we'll have this uploaded to YouTube, potentially tomorrow. But we appreciate you listening to Talk Newmarket VA. Please give us a like on YouTube and Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. If you're not following there, Amber would appreciate that. Again, if you need anything from the police department or the town of Newmarket, please do not hesitate to give us a call, and we'll do our best to help you.